Guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Now, it's been probably a week since my last video. It's tough enough times, as we all know. I'm trying to spread things out, I guess, as well, because we don't know when the football is going to be back. But today I'm getting back into the top 5 series, and today we have attacking midfielder central. So let's get straight into it. Now, number 5, I've gone for Jordan Flores at Dundalk. Jordan is a very good young player. He's 24 years old. He's from England. We all know he scored that cracker in that win against Shamrock Rovers. The technique to do that, he'd no right to actually get his foot above his head like that. You'd be saying to yourself, you should be heading the ball. But to get the technique and get round and get his foot up that high and smash a volley past Mande, who actually got touched to it, but the volley was that good and powerful, he couldn't keep it out. He also scored a cracker in a 3-0 win against Cork this season as well, and had made 4 appearances and scored 2 goals. Now, the style of number 10, because most of these players are kind of number 10s, he's more of I'd almost call him a Frank Lampard style number 10, something like that, where although Lampard wasn't a 10 as such, but you know what I mean, he breaks into the box, basically. He tries to work off the front men, is capable of scoring crackers. He made 20 appearances last season for Dundalk in his debut season, scored 3 goals. Showed a bit of potential, what he could do, but couldn't really quite force his way into the team. At the start of the season, he has done that, played well, and scored those absolute crackers as well. So for me, I think Jordan Flores probably deserves to be in at number 5. Could get higher depending on how he gets on with the rest of the season. But yeah, he's a player I like. He ghosts in behind. He can be doing nothing in games, and he's given Dundalk maybe an extra dimension that, as a match winner, basically. You've often talked about other players in the Dundalk team had are match winners, and Jordan Flores looks like the type of player that potentially could be another one of those. So Jordan Flores is number 5 for me in this list. Number 4, I've gone for Bari McNamee of Derry City. Has had a few spells at Derry City. Sorry, of Finn Harps. He's so synonymous with Derry City, you forget he's not at Derry City. He's obviously a Finn Harps now, but he's a Derry boy, and you know, he spent 2011 to 2017 at Derry City, where he was, for long periods, he was one of the best players in the league. He's almost played 200 games for Derry City as well. He's 28 years of age now, but you know, he's been around a long time. You feel like he's older. He made 32 appearances at Derry City last season, scoring 2 goals. This season he's made 4 appearances for Finn Harps. He had a spell at Cork City under John Caulfield, and it just didn't work out. I don't think the style of football actually suited him down at Cork, and he didn't settle in. Also, I suppose, when you're a long time at Derry City, moving down to Cork, I won't call it a culture shock. I won't criticise the Cork people like that, but it can be, let's be honest, it can be a change. You're based anywhere for a long, long time and you move anywhere. You know, it can be a change, but the football style, I think, didn't lend to his style. He likes to get on the ball, he can score goals, make things happen. You know, Finn Harps, he started the season quite well, and a massive coup for Finn Harps actually as well, when you think about it, to get Bari McNamee on their books. So for me, I still have him in the number 10 position as such, as one of the best in the league, and I would have him at number 4. Now, number 3, maybe similar to McNamee in a sense of the last few years, whereas he's kind of lost his way a little bit, and that's Chris Forrester, St. Patrick's Athletic. But when you think of pure football and ability, there's not too many players in the league better than Forrester. Now, go on to YouTube, especially if you're a young viewer and haven't seen some of the goals he scored in his first spell at St. Patrick's Athletic, where he won a league title, by the way, in 2013 and an FAI Cup in 2014. check out Chris Forrester goal versus Drogheda, ridiculous. And Chris Forrester goal versus Shamrock Rovers. Just some of the clips of what this man's capable of doing. He's 27 years of age now. His form in 2019 for St. Patrick's Day was very poor in his return. There's no doubt about that. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. He did have a lot of personal issues. Pat's definitely transitioning as well, which doesn't help. Being the key player as well, maybe the standout player can be more difficult. When he was at Pat's the first time, he was a very, very impressive player, but he was joined by a great supporting cast. Maybe the supporting cast isn't there now. However, under Stephen O'Donnell at the end of last season, he showed signs of being a very important player for Pat. Started this season, we've seen as well, he's played well as well. So it's a great sign for Pat if he can get back to somewhere near his best. He was over in England, did well at Peterborough, didn't do so well at Aberdeen, but to be fair, as I said, a lot of personal issues and it didn't work out for him there. So far this season, 4 appearances, 1 goal. What type of player is he? Very skillful. Can do something that you're not expecting most players to do in this league. Is capable of amazing dribble, a long shot from distance, has great technique. So I still have him as one of the top 3 number 10 type players in this league. There's no doubt about it. Number 2, I've gone for Graeme Burke, because you talk about players like Forrester and that, he probably wouldn't have the natural ability that a Forrester would have. But if you look in the last few years, it's the consistency the 26-year-old has had. He's moved back to Shamrock Rovers. He was on loan. He's on loan currently from Preston, but 41 appearances, 18 goals is impressive for a guy who doesn't really play up front. Yes, he can play up front, but he plays between the lines. A different style of number 10. But again, not all these players play between the lines. Is he similar to Jordan Flores? I don't think so. I think he's more of a... I think Flores is a player that kind of can ghost in behind and that kind of thing. But I think with Burke, he's more of a link-up maybe to a main striker. But he does play in between the lines, so I'm calling him a number 10, basically. He gets into pockets, gets into areas where he can just find the net, basically. Most of his goals tend to be quite simple, reasonably. But as I said, 41 appearances, 18 goals between 2017 and 18. You know, he was over in England with Gillingham. He's capped for the Irish side as well, remember. So something he'd be probably looking to get back to as well. 5 goals he scored this season in one game against Cork City. No matter how bad the opposition are, if you can get 5 goals, that's impressive. He's also scored for the Irish national side, by the way. 2 caps, 1 goal. So he's a player that I think Shamrock Rovers badly missed last season. He was out for the majority of the season, and if you had a fit Graeme Burke, there's no doubt they would have been closer to Dundalk. So if you can keep him fit for this season, he's almost like a new signing for Shamrock Rovers in their quest for title honours, and he's a match winner. And he takes the pressure off the likes of Aaron Green up front as well, I think, as well. I don't think he'd play him up front on his own, though. He's the best, let's be honest, he's the best goal scorer who isn't an all-out striker in this league. So Burke at number 2, and to be honest, he was very close to being number 1 as well. At number 1, it was a difficult decision between 1 and 2, to be perfectly honest, and I went for Daniel Mandreu in the end. The 21-year-old is part of the Irish under-21 squad. Young player of the year in his first year in the League of Ireland last season. 32 appearances, 13 goals, 4 caps for the under-21s. Coming back from Brighton, excellent signing. Proved to be a top signing. And I would say the sign of the season, I know there was James Talbot and El Bazzetti and players like that came in last season, but I think Mandreu has to be the sign of the season last season. Started the season very well as well, to be fair to him. He's got 3 goals in 5 games. He does take penalties, so notches up his goals a little bit, but he's a number 10 really, that's more a creator that will score goals, but he's a creator. He gets things going for Bowles. Most of Bohemians, good play goes through him. He finds those spaces effortlessly. With minimum fuss, we'll say. Struggling to get those words out, so we'll say with minimum fuss. And And he brings everyone into the game, basically. He balls of good wingers like Twardick and Danny Grant in particular. But Mandrea really gets the best out of him, I feel, because he picks up the ball. He can play a true ball to any of the strikers. But he finds the guys on the left and the right as well. And, you know, he just makes things look simple. And when you have someone that does things that makes things look simple, that's when you know they're a really good player. And Mandrea definitely has that in his locker. He's an excellent player, good close control, can score bangers as well. Shamrock Rovers will know all about that from last season. And, you know, he's real head up player. He's, you know, the head is always up. Gets criticism sometimes that maybe the work rate, but from the games I've seen him in recently, I think his work rate has been very good. So that would suggest that he's learning and getting better. So that's a good sign as well for him and Bohemians. So Danny Mandrea at number 1 for me. So that's about it, guys, from Irish Footy Vlogs. Enjoyed making this list. It's a good list. Top 10 or top 5 number 10s pretty much. And what do you think? Anyone that you'd have in there that I didn't put in? Would you change the order personally yourself? And that's about it, guys. Subscribe if you're new. If you watch these videos and haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing as well. And that's about it. Take a handy. Wingers up next. Good luck. Bye-bye now.